Why did Nike Golf's once dominant empire crumble? This is an exclusive look into the surprising rise and fall of Nike Golf, a brand that captured the golf world's attention for more than a decade, and we will also take a closer look at their marketing tactics, product challenges, and the impact of star athletes on their brand. This one's jaw-dropping. Our team has dug deep into sources like Behind Sport and Golf Monthly, uncovering the fascinating story of Nike Golf's rise and fall. Don't miss these exclusive insights and interesting story. Let's begin on what really happened to Nike Golf. After just 14 years of making golf equipment and pouring hundreds of millions into the venture, Nike made the surprising decision to completely exit the golf industry. This raises the question, why would a sports giant like Nike give up on golf? Recently, the company announced it would stop producing golf equipment after facing 20 years of financial losses, a move that mirrored Adidas's earlier exit from the market. Throughout this time, many golf fans became captivated by Nike clubs, collecting them for their unique designs, even though the truth was that Nike's clubs often didn't win over players. When Nike entered the golf scene in 2002, their blade irons were well made and fit with a classic club design that hasn't changed much over the years. In fact, Tiger Woods still uses a version of those classic blades, though now from TaylorMade more than 20 years later. However, Nike's drivers and woods didn't perform nearly as well. Professional golfers quickly noticed this difference. One of the most memorable criticisms came from Phil Mickelson in 2003 during an interview about his rivalry with Woods. Mickelson pointed out that even though Tiger had a faster swing speed, he was using inferior equipment. He claimed that Woods was the only player skilled enough to overcome the limitations of Nike's clubs. This wasn't just a bold statement, the numbers backed him up. From 2002 to 2003, the average driving distance on the PGA Tour jumped from 279 yards to 286 yards, showing that competitors' clubs were improving while Nike struggled to keep up. Woods switched from Titleist clubs to Nike clubs, and while his driving distance got close to 300 yards, his overall ranking fell from 6th to 11th. On the other hand, Mickelson moved up impressively, going from 25th in 2002 to 3rd in 2003. This change in performance raises important questions about why Nike's clubs didn't perform as well as other brands during that period. Insights from former Nike engineers suggest that the company didn't invest much in research and development for golf clubs, which reflected the smaller scale of their golf equipment business. Instead of focusing on the latest club technology, Nike prioritized making irons for their high-profile professionals like Woods and David Duval to use in tournaments. This approach was part of a broader strategy to support their big endorsement deals, but it ultimately contributed to their struggles in a competitive market and led to their eventual exit from the golf equipment scene. Now, I know we're all curious, how did Nike's partnership with Tiger Woods impact their brand? In 1996, Nike signed Tiger Woods to a 5-year contract worth around $40 million, approximately $80 million today, but they did not have any golf clubs ready for him to play with for the first 6 years. After years of making shoes and athletic gear, Nike re-entered the golf market with one of the most marketable assets in golfing history, Tiger Woods. It made business sense for them to develop golf clubs to capitalize on his popularity. However, Nike's initial reluctance to invest heavily in research and development meant that the first golf clubs they produced were not of the highest quality, which contributed to their early struggles in the market. Nike followed a similar path in other sports, such as basketball with shoes and soccer with cleats, where they initially focused on marketing and player endorsements before refining their product line. In golf, this approach meant their early clubs were not as competitive, as the company took time to build expertise in the golf equipment space. Nike's entry into golf club manufacturing has been linked to a broader strategy focused on promoting their more profitable soft goods, such as apparel and accessories. Rather than primarily aiming to dominate the club market, Nike capitalized on products like golf polos and shoes. For example, Nike can produce a polo shirt for approximately $10 to $20, add a recognizable logo like Tiger Woods, and sell it for $55. This results in a nearly 70% profit margin. In contrast, golf clubs, while significant for branding, do not generate nearly as high a profit. Estimates suggest club manufacturers earn only around 30% after accounting for research, development, marketing, and sponsorship costs. The profitability of accessories and apparel far outpaces that of golf clubs, which require large investments for relatively smaller returns. Even though Nike developed some successful clubs, such as models used by professional players like Tony Finau, the financial returns never match those of their soft goods. Despite technological advancements in their clubs, Nike Golf struggled between 2002 and 2016. Initially, Nike planned for measured growth based on profitability, but club sales never reached the anticipated levels. Meanwhile, Nike continued to sign top golfers, but this did not translate into the profits needed to sustain their golf club division. Lastly, let's check out how Nike's golf clubs tried to stand out in a crowded market. Nike made a big splash in the golf world by signing top players like Tiger Woods, David Duval, Michelle Wie, Rory McIlroy, and Brooks Koepka, all of whom went on to win major championships and become world number ones. They put a lot of money into growing their golf brand, releasing new clubs, eye-catching ads, and making sure golfers everywhere were familiar with their equipment. This helped bring products like the slingshot irons to beginner golfers, while more experienced players used models like the VR Pro Blades. Nike has always been great at grabbing attention, and their golf clubs were no different. But despite all the marketing, Nike never became a leader in making golf clubs. The challenge was that golf is a very traditional sport, and Nike's flashy, bold designs didn't always fit that image. Some golfers thought Nike wasn't as serious about the sport as other companies, and that created a reputation that was hard to shake. Early criticism from players like Phil Mickelson didn't help either. Even though Nike did make some quality clubs, like their drivers, their designs were often a bit too flashy for serious golfers. Nike also didn't have much experience in making golf clubs, which made things harder for them. This lack of experience was similar to what happened with their metal baseball bats, where performance issues caused them to pull out of that market. Unfortunately, their golf clubs never gained the success they were aiming for. Over time, the cost of staying in the golf club market became too much. Nike originally got into it to help sell their other golf products, but as they spent more money on making clubs, the profits didn't follow. With the golf market also declining, Nike eventually decided to stop making golf clubs, ending a venture that didn't live up to their expectations despite all their efforts. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fall of Nike Golf and want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our latest content. We've got a lot more coming your way about the biggest stories in sports history, so stay tuned.